Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Vince. They call me Dr. Vince. Not a medical doctor, just a car doctor. So today I'm talking about my 2002 Chevy Express high top van, also known as the conversion van, because they take a regular Chevy or Ford box truck, cut the roof off, put this huge top on, cut the sides out, put those windows on, and other companies do even higher roofs where you could put a bed up there. Those are pretty nice. I like those. Maybe I'll get those one day. So this is an '02, the last year that they made this body and with these headlights and taillights. For the '03 model, they totally changed everything on the outside, really, just cosmetically, maybe a few minor things. They changed the engine. This is a 5.7. The newer ones after '02 have a little smaller engine. So what's life like with a 17-year-old van? Actually, it's not too bad, actually. The van has 130,000 miles. Now, for this van, it's not a lot of miles because these vans have been known to go over 200,000 because they're really meant for road trips, getting on the highway. Now, this van is one of my cars. It's not my everyday car. And I wouldn't recommend it as a daily driver simply because it uses a lot of gas and it's way too big. It's not meant for daily driving unless unless you're using it for work and you're loading it up with a lot of heavy equipment and stuff. It's really meant, and where this car really shines is on the highway. I got on a full tank 350 miles on a full tank, which is pretty good. But as you can expect from a 17-year-old van, it has a few problems, mainly right here. Chevy, the Express company which did this van, a common problem is this side skirt that they added that lowers the body about 2.5 inches. It gets cracked a lot. So as you can see, mine is cracked. And I'm gonna go around the van and show you a few other things that I have wrong with it. Here's the running boards. As you can see, they're cracked right there. It's actually a running board and a step up. So if I open up this door, you'll see you step up. But it lost the bracket because it has no more strength. The whole thing goes down. It can easily break if I put my weight on it. So that needs to be fixed or replaced. But then again, it's not really causing any damage, so I can leave it. Also over here, as you can see, another part of the body kit is broken. Here's the Explorer badge that they add to all their vans that they make. Go around to the back and show you the bottom. I also messed up the right lower bumper here. It looks like it's a little extra thing they added. So I was thinking I was just gonna remove the one on the left just to make it even and make it how it was originally, rather than pay to fix it. Just remove the other part. So what I've done to this van, I changed the tail lights. I added this backup camera, and I added a huge LED strip that goes across the top. I'll turn that on in a minute and let you see how that works. Going around on the other side, I lost that piece of the body kit. I don't know what happened there. And then going around over here, also this part of the body kit's also broken. One of the problems, the only problem I've had with this van, and it seems it was a common problem because the mechanic told me, after we did about 2,000 miles on it, the wheel bearing blew out. Right in there. So I had to change the wheel bearing, and while I was at it, I changed the other side. That was the only thing that went wrong with this van on a huge cross-country trip. I also added these LEDs on the bottom, which I'm gonna start with the front. I added HID headlights, of course. This is definitely a must if you're driving at nighttime on those dark roads. And I added these LED strips. 2 strips on top of each other to make into one on each side, and it looks really awesome at nighttime. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. Hopefully this LED I have on top of the brake light So some really cool things about this van is that the third row is actually a power bed. With a switch right here, this whole bed can come down. I'm going to demonstrate that right now. As you can see, it folds totally flat into a bed. It's not the comfiest bed, but it's still a bed and it's pretty awesome. I also added a huge 32-inch TV up there, smart TV, and it also, there's another switch on the inside behind the second row where you can also adjust the bed. I'm gonna put it back up. So for long trips, temporarily, you can sleep here. It's not too bad. Go inside and show you a little bit what I've done inside. So inside the van is very comfy and lush, as you would expect one of these vans. 2 captain's chairs in the middle, big third row in the back, and 2 captain chairs in the front with heated seats. And then that's the TV I added, 32-inch TV, powered by a power inverter front passenger seat. There's the power inverter. Powers up the TV, and it can also power up some electronics if you like. So going inside, Android radio. Now it has apps just like your phone. So if I go home, you can see I can swipe. And there you have Google Chrome, Google Maps. You can watch YouTube, Netflix. You can watch anything you want. You just hotspot your phone and it picks up the signal just like a Wi-Fi. Now, as soon as I put the car in reverse, the rear camera automatically comes up. Once I put it back in drive, it goes away. So that was a nice little touch that we added. And I'm gonna give a full review of this radio in another video because it's a really awesome radio. It does a lot. We'll get into it in depth. And as you can see on the dial, 133,000 miles. It drives like a 17-year-old van. But that's not a bad thing because these vans are built to last. They've only changed this express body like 3 times in the last 30 years. This is an 02. The last year they made this body. For 03, they changed the body a little bit, just really the headlights and taillights. But if I go right now and get a 2018 or 2019 Chevy Express, it will be the same as the 2004, 2003. So the lifespan for these vans is very long, and it's a reason because they work and they're good and people like them. and when they break, it's cheap to fix because there's so many of them available for parts, and if you want to go with new parts, everything is really cheap. So with this van, I've only had it a year, and I paid $4,500 for it. And this past summer, me and my family, we drove to Chicago from New Jersey, and then we hit up a bunch of national parks in Utah, Wyoming, South Dakota. Then we went to Vegas, and then on our way back to Jersey. So we put a lot of miles on this van, and it is very reliable, and it did not give us any problems whatsoever. It's a good little van. So I'm gonna give you a full review about what it's like living with a 17-year-old van. The positives and negatives. I'm gonna go around, show you the body, and show you a couple of the mods that I've added to it, and let me know what you guys think. I'm currently selling this van on Facebook right now. If you look for 2002 Chevy Express in North Jersey, you'll find it. And it's a great van. I have no reason to sell it other than I wanted to get something newer or a small RV, a Chevy Express RV. And that's the only reason I would sell this, just to go bigger. Otherwise, I would keep it because it's a great van. And I'm sure you guys know that because they're everywhere, and I see them all the time. And when I'm in the city, you'd be surprised. In New York City, a lot of people live in their van. In this van, they're living inside. So you can do it.